1621. The year of the first Thanksgiving celebration, and a date Elizabeth Credin can't stop thinking about.
I'm 85 now. I know I will be 90. But all we can do is keep plugging.
This Plymouth artist and a team of volunteers are telling the story of their community, one stitch at a time.
This tree is working very well.
They're using linen and wool and silk to illustrate history, from the early days of the Wampanoag people and the British Pilgrims all the way to that first Thanksgiving. It's an ambitious project created by the Pilgrim Hall Museum.
There's going to be 20 chapters or episodes of the story. Each chapter is told in a single 6-foot-long panel. So at the end, there will be 120 feet of beautiful stitchery with a little basket there.
Dr. Donna Curtin is the museum's executive director. She says the Plymouth Tapestry began as an idea in 2016. The hope at that time was to complete it by 2021, the 400th anniversary of that first Thanksgiving. That missed deadline has not dampened anyone's enthusiasm.
And every time I look at it, I'm just stunned. I'm looking at different things.
This panel illustrates Wampanoag history from the time of creation.
The journey of the Pilgrims is woven together with the history of the Wampanoag people. Linda Coombs is a historian consulting on the project.
It's not like there's American history and there's Native American history and there's Black history and this. It's all one. It's all one story. But you need all of it to create the appropriate context for what American history actually is. Because otherwise you have the mythology. Pilgrims, Indians, turkeys, that's it.
Stitchers have completed close to half of the 20 panels, and a few are on display at Pilgrim Hall Museum. Meanwhile, work continues at Elizabeth Credin's home.
We work in here 3 days a week, so I'm not lonely, ever.
The humor among this volunteer crew is as sharp as their needles. Credin says her stitchers are the best part of this project.
Being with the people, the ideas they come up with, or the talent that each one would have.
Credin's team praises her talent and dedication.
She does all the research, all the breaking it down into workable units.
I live 3 houses up. I walk my dogs at night and the lights will be on and I can see her bent over the tapestries.
Each completed panel requires at least 1,000 hours of stitching, time that seems to disappear when the work is complete.
Somebody holds it up, we all look at it, and you really can't believe you did it. I say that over and over again.
An epic story of lost and found started in 1866 and just ended in 2023.
If I had chiseled over here and made a face off this way, or cut it in two down through here, that could have remained hidden forever.
Sculptor Joseph Gray got more than he bargained for when he bought a block of brownstone from a salvage yard. He realized something was up when he cut into it in the yard of his parents' home in Pittsfield, New Hampshire.
I cut it up and over and down. And as I was chiseling it, I could hear something here. And the piece came off like that, and this was inside. Now my heart is racing and pounding. I'm so excited. I'm like, what is in here? I had no idea what was in there. I've cut directly through this lead box, and this newspaper comes out of it. As I'm pulling the newspaper out, a lot of coins start falling out of the newspaper. So now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I finally done it. I found treasure.
At first, Gray didn't realize exactly what he'd discovered, but it was clear to his friend.
And I said, Andy, it's a lead box with paper in it and coins. And he says, you know something, Joey? You found a time capsule.
Among the contents, clippings from the June 13, 1866 editions of Springfield, Mass. newspapers and a few handwritten notes. Gray says his research shows the time capsule was likely in the Second National Bank building in Springfield. As for those coins,
it turns out the coins were made by John Adams Bolin, and he was very well known for making copies of very rare coins. Now, I thought I had the rare coins, but it turns out there's a little dot that he'd put on them.
They might not be the real thing, but they still have meaning for Gray, as does this whole adventure.
I'm going to leave the stone the way it is right now, I would love to carve it, but I don't think I will, unless I come up with some idea of a time capsule carving.
Joseph Gray said he'd consider lending the time capsule and its contents to a museum if there's interest. Back to Plymouth, Elizabeth Creedon and her stitchers have tucked some surprises into the tapestry. Some of the dogs and cats on the panels are inspired by their own pets. And the man who prints all the embroidery patterns onto the linen is there too, in a face of a monk. Up next, a historic mansion from a fresh point of view.